Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This week's video is a beginner's guide to sort of easy peasy flowers, which are really simple and effective and make really nice, really pretty focal nails. So without further ado, let's jump in and just get started. Okay guys, so we're starting off with our lavender design, and I have put 2 layers of that sort of mauve colour gel polish down, and I have removed the dispersion layer. As you can see, I have 3 different shades of green gel polish, a light green, a minty sort of turquoise, and a darker green. You can also mix the 3 together, which kind of creates a shade that sort of works with them all. So starting off with the lightest shade, once you have your lightest shade down, cure it, wipe the dispersion layer and go in with your next colour and just sort of build that up until you have some depth in your little stalks. Okay, so now the stalks are done and you've removed the dispersion layer, we're now going to go in for the actual detail of the little flower head. So we're using 2 different shades of purple, a lilac and a darker purple. What I do is I kind of mix them in the middle so that I get a nice kind of shade that's just in between those 2 tones. Working with the darker one, I just work my way up, and once I'm happy with the dark one, then I flash cure and then I move on to the next shade all the way up to the lightest one. And then lastly, I'm just going to pop a little bow on that there. Keep your line as thin as possible whenever doing this. Use your brush as lightly as you can to do really thin 2 little sort of lines and then a bow in the middle. And once that's cured, then it can be set aside to top coat. Okay, so now for the Rosebud design, and I've put 2 colours of pink on my little mixing palette, a darker one and a lighter one, and using a large dotting tool, I'm just going in and placing little dots on the nails where I want my rosebuds to be. Once I've done that, then I'll pop it in for a cure. Okay, so now that we are out of the lamp and I'm removing that dispersion layer, I'm just going in with the darker pink and my Nutmeg detailer brush, and I'm just going to do the detail of the little rose petals just around the edges. So I'm just literally doing those in sort of a, I suppose 3 little lines but not joined up. Once I have that done, I then flash cure, and then I'll go in and I'll do the same in the centre of the flower as well too. Okay, so now we're just on to our leaves, and yet again with our Nutmeg detailer brush, I'm just going in with that fine detailer with the lighter colour first, and I'm just popping the little leaves on, almost kind of like a teardrop shape. Really simple, really easy. I flash cure that, and then I just go in with the darker green as well too, and just kind of edge that and put some, just a tiny bit of detail on the leaf. Remember, the secret to these designs is to keep your brush as light as possible and your lines as fine as possible, and that really helps getting those fine details completely nailed. Once you're happy with everything, don't forget to go in for a full cure. Also, if you want to give it a Cath Kidston kind of feel, you can go in and add some wee polka dots to it. I just think that this was a super cute look. Okay, so moving on to our Chillip design. Again, I have my lilac gel polish down and the dispersion layer wiped off. And then I have kind of like a mauvey colour and a dark purpley colour, which I'm blending in the middle there to create like a nice kind of ombre effect. And going in with a middle tone shade, I'm just going to start putting down the shape of our Chillips. And if you can imagine it like almost like a wine glass shape, but with two little points either side of the glass edges, if that makes sense, or egg cup shape, whatever way you want to put it, but just that kind of like nice rounded sort of shape, and those two little points, I kind of think that makes them a bit more Chillipy looking. So I'm going to be doing 3 Chillips. You can do as many as you want, but whenever you're ready, you just go on ahead and pop this in for a full cure. Okay, so for this next stage, again using the detailer brush, I'm just going to now with the lighter shade, and I'm just kind of like almost highlighting around the edges of the tulip just to give them a little bit of depth and sort of tone, you know, sort of like a bit more multi-tonal. I have to admit, I am not the best at shading and highlighting just yet. I am learning, so this is basically just me kind of doing my thing and just sort of creating a little bit more tone throughout these flowers. So you do whatever suits you. I just sort of wanted to add a little bit more shading in there and highlighting, so that's kind of what I done. I just sort of went for it, whatever I kind of felt, but I just liked the fact that there was another colour in there to kind of make them feel a little bit less flat, if that makes sense. Okay, so now moving on to the foliage of our Chillips, and again I've just put 2 gel polish colours down, a light green and a dark green, and I've mixed them in the middle so that we've got that sort of 3-tone that all complements. So starting off with the middle tone, I'm going to be doing the actual stems of the Chillips, and again just sort of keep your brush nice and light, not too much pressure and not too bunged up as well too. If you're running your brush through the gel polish, kind of just sort of run it off on the side of the palette as well too to get any extra excess off, if that makes sense. So yeah, once you've done your stems, then you can go in for a cure before moving on to the leaves. Okay, so now moving on to the leaves, and I kind of find with these here, if you give them a nice little bit of gentle movement, it just really looks so pretty. So starting off at the base of the flower and just kind of gently, gently kind of pulling the brush up, and then kind of releasing the pressure more towards the tip of the leaf, if that makes sense, and then just sort of gently filling those in. So I just done a few leaves sort of here and there where I thought that they would be or would look great. The good thing is with a tulip leaf, it's quite thick, it does bend over a little bit, so have a play about with this and see how you go. Once you're happy with that, then you can pop it into the lamp for a cure. Okay, so now going in with the darker green. Once that lighter one has actually been cured, now what we're doing is we're using the darker green just to kind of edge the leaves where I would say whenever you're edging the actual leaves, to keep it to sort of one side, the same with the stems, just to sort of give the illusion that there's a bit of shadowing and shading going on. Like I say, I'm kind of new to this, so I guess it's going to take a while for me to get used to get the hang of, but I just thought that these were really easy designs to start off with. So I'm just kind of, what would you say, testing, trying things out as I go along. But that would be my feedback, is sort of keep it to one side of the leaf. But it's lovely seeing all the different shades coming together. Just makes it so much more interesting and lifelike whenever you see the different tones all working together. Okay, and I'm doing exactly the same with my little Chillips. I'm just going around and edging them to kind of make them pop. Kind of wish, looking back now, that I had really sort of just stuck to doing the one side and sort of kept the other side slightly lighter, if that makes sense, to kind of work in with the shading. But hey ho, I'll do it again and sort of see how it goes. So this here was really just a play about with some really simple and easy designs and that there. So once I'm happy with that, I just go in for a cure, and then we will see what they look like all top coated. And there we go, guys, that is the finished look. Our little Chillips, our Rosebuds and our Lavender, all of which are in my garden at the minute, and I'm loving it. So I hope you enjoyed these designs, and if you're new to hand painting as well too and want to try out something that's a little bit sort of more simpler, give these a go. I think they're a really good starting point. They do challenge you a little bit, but again, they're kind of nice and simple and easy designs that are really effective. So hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to give me a like, a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will see you all again next week.